You're listening to Family Today with Funmi Johnson.
It's been a beautiful beginning of the year, and I'm glad that we crossed over to this new year. One more time, can you lift your hands wherever you are? If you're driving, or just knock your head. I don't want you to lift your hands off the steering wheel, and just say thank you for giving me the opportunity to see another day. Also, today I'm talking about planning for success, and we're looking at the year through. Most of us crossed over to the new year with New Year resolutions. This is the last Friday of the month of January, and I want to ask you the question: how far are you with your resolutions? You plan to be a better person? That's not measurable. You plan to lose weight? That's also not measurable. What weight are you now? How much weight do you want to lose? So I want us to look at certain steps that we want to take, to be able to do exactly what we want to do and achieve success. One quality of men and women who become leaders in their own lives and society throughout all history is a quality of their vision. Everyone that would achieve something, they would have the ability to visualize it. I mean, we all know the story, maybe not all of us in the same proportion, about Joseph. Joseph was a man, he was a slave, and he was put in prison. And then one day, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a dream, and he needed someone to interpret the dream. And Joseph was called upon to interpret the dream, and Joseph came. And he interpreted the dream to Pharaoh and told him, from what you have dreamt, there will be 7 years of plenty, and there will be 7 years of famine. And Pharaoh asked him, what should be done if you have this vision? He said, this is what you're supposed to do. In the time of plenty, since the time of plenty is coming before the time of lack, divide all that you make into two. Make sure you store away half of it, and then live with the half. The remaining half you will be able to use during the following year. In fact, if you can store more than the half, you can also have more, so that even in the time of lack, other people can come and benefit from it. And then Joseph told him, get a man who can manage this. You know what Pharaoh said? You interpreted the dream, you gave the solution, you are the best person to handle it. And I'm saying this to you: if you're able to visualize your future, if you're able to profile a step-by-step of how to attain it, then you are the best person. So there's something that stands leaders out. They have the ability to visualize. They can see the future well in advance of it becoming a reality. They can see the steps that they will need to take to get from where they are to where they want to go. Today I want to be sharing with you this step by step. So let's look at these steps, and then you can adapt it, you can work with it, you can add to it, but it's just a guide. It's just to help you, so that by the time you have February through December, you'll be living a beautiful life. The step number one is for you to decide, what exactly do you want? This immediately moves you into a separate category of people, because most people have no idea what they really want. They just want to be rich. They just want to lose weight. They just want to travel. They just want to, but they don't know exactly what they want. Sometimes what you are talking about is not the end, is a means to the end. Someone told me, my mom said to me, I don't want any child to depend on the other child. So that means he wants you to be self-sustaining. That is a global one. Now, what are the steps? So to be self-sustaining, you have to have a means of livelihood. That's another one. You understand what I'm saying? Another one now is, what kind do you want to be buying and selling? Do you want to go to school? Then we say, okay, I think I want to do some bits of business, but I need to be able to go to school to be able to achieve that, because I don't want someone to be doing my bank account for me, and I'll tell them to write 50 million, they will write 500 million, because I don't know the difference between the numbers, the zeros. So knowing exactly what you want is step number one. Clarity is the most important single quality of goal setting, and perhaps the most important single quality of success. What did I call it? Clarity. Decide exactly what you want in each area of your life. Don't have fussy goals about money and just say, I want to be rich. No. If you don't have a clear goal, anything will take you to where you're going. If you just want to be rich, you can be rich by stealing. You can be rich by killing. And that's not what you want. You understand? You want to be a successful person in life. So you want to be rich, and you want to be able to tell people how you became rich. Most people are not able to. You Yoruba say that it's aleoro, olegbe. I don't know how to interpret that in English, that, I don't want my own aleoro to legbe, so that I won't be able to tell my children how I got to where I got to. No, I don't want that. So be specific about exactly how much money you want, how you want to earn it, the period within which you want to earn it, and exactly the health fitness plan, exactly your travel agenda. What do you want to do? So what I'm saying first is specificity. Be specific. Write the vision, make it plain, make it simple, make it clear. That's step number one. Now that takes me exactly to step number two. Once you know what you want, next number two is write it down. What did I say? Write it down. Write it down. I have this statistics, it's not mine. I'm going to quote it. Said only 3% of living adults anywhere have written goals. So if this is the last Friday of January, can you please write down what you want to achieve this year? Maybe not necessarily the end of this year. Some things cannot be achieved in a year. Some things will take 3, 4, 5 years. Or can you just at least have a written goal? Everyone else that thinks about a written goal and plan to write them down someday. But everyone else, they think about it, but they never get it done. They never get around to it. Most people spend more time making a list of, they call it to-do list or grocery list. But we don't write the vision of what we want to achieve in the next 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, 5 years. Success begins with a pad of paper, a pen, and a few minutes of time. One of the most important keys to success is think on paper. If you look at the book of Habakkuk, this is even from the word of God. The Lord answered the prophet Habakkuk. He said, and the Lord answered him, write the vision, make it plain on tablets, so that he may run who reads it. For still the vision awaits its appointed time. So the vision has not yet materialized, but God said, write it down. When we also write it down, it helps other people to be able to align ourselves with our vision. So it's important for you to have a written vision. That's another point I want you to write down today. And then once you're done listening to me today, you want to go and sit down in a quiet place and say, who am I? What do I want? I counsel a lot of married women that feels overwhelmed by the sudden responsibility of taking care of the home, the children, and all that. One way to catch yourself back is to go in a quiet, solitary place and write the vision of your life. Write the vision of your life. And I want you to be careful as a mom not to make your vision to be a super parent. It will be a good thing to be a good parent. It's a good goal. But just know that at a stage, the children are going to leave you. So what happens to you when the children are left? Look beyond just raising children. Write the vision. Number 3, I'm talking about how to plan your success. Since we have rounded off the first month of the year, we're rounding it off. We want to make sure that the next 11 months and beyond, we're living productively. Number 3 step is to set a deadline. That Habakkuk that we read said the vision is for an appointed time, but you need to have a plan. Set a series of sub-deadlines. A deadline acts as a forcing system on your subconscious mind and begins to move you towards your goal rapidly, while it moves your goal also towards you. For instance, you say to yourself you want to be successful, then you define how you want to be successful. And one of the things you said is that you want to go to school. So what do you need to do? You need to pass WAEC. You need to sit for your JAM. You need to have a particular score. I saw a young lady that told me, I want to be a medical doctor. And she sat for the first JAM and she scored, I think 260. And she's not from a very, very wealthy home, so she cannot go to a private university. And I said to her, no, that is not going to work. I said, at this point, you may need to have a plan to go to a good JAM class, read seriously, and plan to push that score to 300. Then you can have a stint at the public universities. But if you're planning to go to a government university to study medicine, you need to be going for 300. And she also said she wanted to be in Lagos. I said, you can't be in Lagos, it's not going to work. You have two government universities in Lagos, Unilag and LASU. For you to be able to go on merit, study medicine, you need to score like 300. And I mean that. If you're listening to me, because I'm very passionate about education and I want all my children listening to me to be able to go to school and have their dreams met, you may have to go outside of Lagos to another government university. You may be able to get it home. So what I'm saying in essence is, you need to break down your deadlines into several smaller deadlines. So you want to be a medical doctor, you need to rewrite your JAMB. You need to determine whether you're going to a private university or a public university, and you need to know what is required for each set. For some of you, you're graduate already and you've applied for a job for 2-3 years. Maybe you want to add a skill, a soft skill to what you have. There's so many things. I know this young lady who went to the university abroad and is back and has not been able to get a job for 4 years, and now started doing something on cyber security, and she's loving it. And now she's having job offers. There's so many other digital skill training online that you can change, adapt yourself. So don't brood over, oh, I studied history. Nobody wants someone that studied philosophy. Right now, first degree is just an entry point to let you know that, okay, I'm not an illiterate. So it's something you have to build on. So have smaller goals to achieving your main goal. I mean, there are some people that want to travel abroad. First of all, go and study the economy of the place. And you don't have to relocate just on care. There are some other options available. Because people are going on care and they're getting there frustrated. They feel dehumanized by the kind of job that they're exposed to. And they also suddenly find out that the exchange rate is not as simple as that. Yeah, you're earning £3,000 or dollars, but you're also spending in that economy. So don't look at it that, oh, yeah, £3,000 means I'll be earning 4.5 million. No, you're not spending it here. You're spending it there. So it's not working the way you're thinking. So you need to break down your goals. You need to do some more study and make sure that what you're asking for is something that is tangible, is measurable, is achievable. And then you put a deadline, put timelines to it, and see that it is practical. That timeline is something. You can get other people to help you work with it. What I'm talking about is how to succeed in 2024. I'll take a short break now, and then we continue this conversation after the short break.
Paul says it is better for a single man to marry than to burn. Are you single, married, widowed, separated, or divorced? Join me on Family Today.
Family Today with Funmi Johnson is one program that will bring you in alignment with who you truly are and open your mind to how you rock your significant interpersonal relationships while sidestepping the landmines, culture, religion, and society have laid in your path. Family Today with Funmi Johnson goes where others are shy to go and shines the light in the dark corners others have forgotten. Tune in at 11:30 a.m. every Friday to listen to Family Today with Funmi Johnson on Inspiration 92.3 FM.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm not going to open the phone lines because I want you to get these steps. You can write it down, and then if you are walking your life through with this, you can share with me and I can walk with you as you progress. The number 4 point is that you make a list of everything you could possibly think of that will have to do with achieving your goal. What are the things? Say for instance, you want to go abroad. I would say to you, why don't you have some skills that you want to go with? A lady came to me for counseling and said she wants to relocate abroad. And I said, that's fantastic. What do you do? She told me, and I said, add this to it. I said, you can make hair. Can you improve on making it more skillfully? Why don't you add eyebrow, eyelashes to it? And then probably you can also do some nails installation. I said, these are soft skills that will bring you income whilst you're trying to get a good job. And I shared that experience with her because I had a friend. She had a master's, she had an MBA when we finished school, and she relocated to Canada. And for 2 years, she made money only by making hair. That was what sustained her for the 2 years. She said while she was making hair, and she got married, she was actually married that took her abroad. Her husband was working, but her husband wasn't making the kind of money that she would expect him to be making. And then the husband felt that I had been in North America before you. I had known this, I had known that, and was really boasting that what people normally do is this: go for nursing job or care job. And she said, no, I don't want to go for nursing job. I don't want to go for care job. Let me still be making this hair. She said while she was making the hair, one day a customer came to her and was talking about a job outfit, a job placement community. And she said, oh, she wanted to know more. So she joined that job placement community and she worked with them as a volunteer for 6 months. So that was where she learned all the jobs, all the high money making, profiting jobs in North America. She is a computer graduate. She works in the hospital. She said, one, the hospital pay allowance. I don't know whether they call it call allowance for everyone, whether they're a medical personnel or not. Then she would be able to work in the government sector and earn pension and gratuity and all that, yet as a computer scientist. So she was working in the computer unit of the hospital, but she was getting paid as if she was a medical doctor. I mean, I can't explain the way the thing works, but what I'm trying to say is she was able to sustain her lifestyle for 2 years on braiding hair. In the course of doing that, she was able to even give herself to the volunteer space while still braiding hair until she was able to find the kind of job that she really wants. So what I'm saying is, make a list of all the things you need to do. There's a rule of 100. And let me share that rule with you. If you spend 100 hours a year in any discipline, you will be better than 95% of the people in that field. And 100 hours a year is 18 minutes a day. So what can you build yourself in? What can you become proficient in this year? Spending just average of 18 minutes every day. What can you break down that you want to be doing repeatedly that would help you to achieve the success that you require? One of the things I help people back is that they get to the point of writing the vision, but they are not able to write out the steps that will make them achieve the vision. I shared with you before we went on break the story of Joseph. He told Pharaoh what the interpretation of the dream is. Also said, these are the steps you need to take. Make sure you save more than half of what you earn so that you can have something to eat during the year of famine. So what are the steps you have written down? What are the things you need to do? Some of you want to get out of debt. The first thing to do is stop going down and down in that hole of debt. You that you work in the bank where they give you access to loan, stop taking loan for frivolities. Make sure that you're taking advantage of that money for assets that do not depreciate, assets that appreciate. You have opportunity to be able to get a mortgage. How soon can you get it? What can you get? What can you do with it? Write those step-by-step things. You want to have a better relationship with your spouse. What can you do to have that better relationship? How you want to spend quality time. Let me tell you, as simple as I will do away with phone 30 minutes after work every day. The 30 minutes I'm spending with my spouse, my phone will be off. That could be the step you want to take. Do you understand what I'm saying? You want to learn how to be independent. One of the things you can do is learn how to drive. You want to be able to learn how to drive. Say, I don't have a car yet. Or maybe you're desirous of buying a car or owning a car in the future. Why not learn how to drive in anticipation of that new goal? So it's very, very important. And once you start writing the list of what you need to do, with experience, you start increasing the list. One of the things I share with my mentees is, once you say the things you want to achieve, write out several ways you can achieve it. I'm not saying you are competent to do it, but just write. What are the options? If you want to go to Victoria Island from Ikeja, how many ways can you take to Victoria Island? You can take Oibu, you can take Akwongo, you can take Third Mainland. You know, you have those options. That's the same way life is. Then you now ask yourself, which one would I take and what would be the reason for doing that? It's important for you to write that. I have 7 steps. Let me quickly go to number 5. The 5th step of a goal setting is for you to take your list and organize it into a plan. I've talked about making the list like having a strategy. I've talked about breaking down the list. Now turn that list into a plan. A plan is really very simple. A plan is a list organized by priority and importance. What did I say a plan is? A list organized by priority and importance. You decide what you will do first and what you will do later. You decide what is more important and what is less important. And most of all, you decide upon the one thing that is more important than anything else that you can do immediately to begin moving more rapidly towards your goal. So a plan is a list or organized by priority and importance. So have a plan and do it now. We have talked about the list, you have talked about the vision. Now the plan is how you want to, and then you rank those things in your list based on the weight, based on the importance. You cannot become a medical doctor without passing JAMB. So the plan is to attend a JAMB class. The plan is to attempt past question papers for the last 20 years. That's the plan. And then you want to do it every day for 1 hour, for 2 hours. We have seen that it is possible. When we're having people scoring 360 in JAMB, that means it is possible. And right now, knowledge is increasing all over the world, so you can do it. What about you as a housewife? Someone came to me and said, my husband is mean to me. He gives very small money and he expects me to perform magic with it. And I said, what do you want to do? He said, do you work? I said, I work, but my salary is little. I said, can you add to your skill? So the plan may be you want to start some courses that can make you change your job, so that you too can earn a better income that can make you to have a say in your household. You want to do that. Let's see how you can do with that. So the next step that I said is what? Turn your lists and organize it into a plan. That's number 5. Let's go to number 6. Then the step number 6 is for you to take action. Someone said, I have faith. Say, me, show me your faith by your action. Because faith without work is what? Is dead. So the big killer for most people is they are procrastinators. I hope you're not one of them. If you're listening to me and you are procrastinated in the past, or you're still procrastinating now, this is for you. You have big ideas combined with great hopes and dreams, but you may never, first of all, get to the point of writing it down, or making a list of how to achieve it, or turning that list into a plan. If you do all that, the next thing is taking action based on what you have enumerated. Some people always have a reason for not succeeding. Are you one of those? Are you one of those? I used to have a worker who would tell me the reason she's late is because the bus stopped, and then the conductor slapped the mechanic, and the mechanic slapped the driver, and the driver took LASMA. And I said, Then the last straw was when he told me, oh, my area is difficult, so that's why I cannot leave home early. So don't be like that. You need to take action. You need to do something differently. If you have been going a particular route and it's not working, you need to change. You need to change. So you can't keep saying, oh, it's not working, it's not working. You need to do something about what is not working. So step number 6 is to take action. Now, the number 7 is for you to do something every day that move you towards your major goal. Remember what I said about the 18 minutes a day, the step number 4. You need to do something every day. I said, never let a day go by without you engaging in some action that helps you move another step in the direction of what you really want in life. What do you want in life? Don't let one day pass you by without working towards it. Before now, you didn't know that every day counts. You spent yesterday, you didn't think about it. The day before, you didn't think about it. But today. So I'm saying that you need to do something every day towards your goal. So remember, you cannot hit a target that you cannot see. So that's very important. You can't hit a target that you cannot see. And if you do not know where you're going, any road will get you there. So now let's go over this. This is like a summary. You cannot hit a target that you cannot see. So you need to visualize. That's very important. You also need to know that if you do not know where you're going, any road will get you there. So you need to be able to specify. You need to be able to say in clear terms where you're going. Now, these 7 steps that I've enumerated, will help you to get to where you want to go. So decide exactly what you want, write it down, set a deadline, make a list, organize the list into a plan, and then take action on the most important item on your list. And finally, doing something every day towards your goal will change your life and your future in a way that you cannot even dream of today. So I want you to understand that your life is in your hands and you are the architect of your own fortune or misfortune. And if you want to do this, God himself is willing and agreeing with you. So someone is saying, but I've tried and it has not worked. You have tried. Nobody succeeds by trying. People succeed by taking action. Don't just try. Start doing it. And I pray that the Lord himself will give you the strength and the willpower to be able to forge ahead, and it will cause you to succeed. I know success comes from God, but if you are listening to me today, God says to tell you, you will succeed. Yes, it will give you grace, it will give you hope, it will give you support, it will cause men to come and help you, women to come and support you, and it will cause the lines to fall upon you in pleasant places. This will be a great year, a great opportunity for you, and make sure that you're doing something every day towards what you want to achieve. So remember, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, the Funmi Johnson. And if you do have questions, I'm passionate about helping you to achieving the goal that you want in life. If you have issues on marriage, on career, on parenting, you can come, send us a DM. We will be able to respond to you. And I pray that you succeed this year and beyond. Remember, that thing you want to achieve may not be achievable this year, or start the journey towards it. Some things will not be done in 2 or 3 or 4 years, but you can start now. Join me again, 92.3 Inspiration FM, same time next week.
Family Today with Funmi Johnson is powered by the Capstone Church Without Walls.